I'm covering all the aspects of the Cultural Care Au Pair Training School in New York. So the last videos I discussed just before you actually get on the plane, everything that happens, all the feelings you have, and my whole process. So when you get on the plane, you are so excited. From what I can remember, I was. I actually flew from Cape Town to Dubai. That whole leg, I was totally alone. Nobody else went from Cape Town, but there was South Africans who went from Johannesburg and also laid over in Dubai. And so I met like 4 or so other South African au pairs at the Dubai airport. So I didn't sit next to any of them or anyone because our seats were already assigned at the point where we actually saw each other. We were like at the gate when we saw each other. But that was fine. At least I knew that if I get off in New York, there'll be a mini group of girls that will be together. So when we landed in New York, there was someone there standing with a little thingy with a Cultural Care name on, and he was like our bus driver. So he picked us up and then he drove us. I remember it was so cold outside. It was like, I didn't expect it to be that cold, and my jacket almost flew away because I had it like over my shoulders or something, and I had to run after my jacket. But anyways, he came, so we were on the bus, and then he drove around like the airport to pick up some other girls, and then we all got dropped off at the training school. So obviously there were like lots of people coming in that day for the training week, so I think he was driving back and forth and getting lots of people to the training school. But when you get at the training school, you got a little card. When I was still there, the training school was actually at a university, a language university. So we actually got a card for the university cafeteria saying we're like part of the cultural care, we're allowed like on campus or whatever. And this card was basically your meals, so you could swipe it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So day one was just settling in, as far as I remember. They did like what's gonna happen in the next week and sort of just trying to make friends and getting divided into your separate rooms. As I said, I think what I know is not where the training school is anymore. I'm not 100% sure, but the previous buddy that I had, something like the location of their training school, and it was different than where ours was. So this might be a whole different. I think the process is still the same, but like the rooms and things might be like totally different than what I know. But we were like, there was 2 rooms against one, 2 beds against one wall and 2 beds against another wall, and then our bathroom was connected to the room next door, so it was almost like a Jack and Jill bathroom, and they had also 2 beds against the one, but they had like an extra bed in their foyer, as far as I remember. They were a little bit more girls in their room than we were in our room. But it was funny because they try to put everyone who's going to kind of the same area in the same room so that you have someone close to you when you actually go out to au pair to go to and actually be friends with. So there was one girl, I think, in my room that I actually stayed friends with, and then next door was like all the South African girls, basically. Yeah, so it was a pretty fun time. We were basically in their room the whole time, just chilling out and having fun. And I don't even remember being tired. I remember waking up in the middle of the night because I was jet lagged, but I was just so excited to be there and see snow and everything. So it was pretty cool. The girls in my room wasn't very, I think like 2 girls in my room I didn't even know their names of. They weren't ever there because they were like outgoing girls. They were like in the city the whole time. I don't really know. But yeah, like I said, it was like a New Zealander next door as well as South Africans. So you make a lot of friends during your stay, and it's best to connect with as many people as you can, not just the people in your room or very close to you. And what I noticed from the training school is people from the same races stick together. Like all the Asians sort of tend to stick together, and then all the like Spanish people tend to like stick together. But try to like mingle. What's the point if you're just gonna be with people that's like from your home country? So the training school was technically just sort of classes. I think we got a little booklet, and then we were like divided into classes. Some classes are all the people with higher ability English speakers, and then others are lower ability English speakers, which I think helps because it can be very frustrating if you're in a class with people who really struggles to speak English. So classes was basically from early morning, I don't remember exactly what time, but until like later at night. And at night they usually had then like something fun, like games, get to know yous, or there was one night where you had to bring candy from your home country, so you could taste candy from like all over the globe, which was pretty cool. So I don't remember really attending that late night things. I remember me and my friends, we just like hung out in the cafeteria. It was so fun. There's like this thing before I went that went around that said you'll probably not want to eat the food there, but I just remember it being amazing. It was the most food probably I've ever seen. I was so overwhelmed. You walk in and there's like the warm food, and you walk through the doors and there's like a waffle station, there's muffins, there's toast bread, there's everything you can think of. And every morning they had like, every morning lunch and dinner had something different. That was just really fun and relaxing, and that was really my favorite part, was just eating and enjoying like the company and people. A lot of other au pairs in their free time, they actually went and took like Ubers to the mid-city, but we decided that we're not going to do that because, well, me and my friends, we decided we're not going to do that because you have the Friday as your like, no, the Thursday as your like New York trip outing. So we were like, why waste money if we're just gonna go with the bus anyways? So that trip was actually pretty cool. We had a bus with a person that like was a tour guide, so they like showed us a lot of stuff. We went to Central Park. We saw lots of like popular buildings that, I think the one was where How I Met Your Mother was filmed, and the other one was where Gossip Girl was filmed. Then we also got to see the Statue of Liberty from afar. It was like over the water. We weren't like in there, but you could see it, so that was pretty cool. We saw like the Central Shopping District, and we saw the 9/11 memorial site. Yeah, we saw, I'll insert lots of photos, hopefully I find them. And it was pretty exciting. I'd say it was a little short. I think we had CPR classes the morning, and I think we went at 2 o'clock or 2 or 3 or something. And then you drive around for like an hour and a half, I think. But we basically got off the bus. They took us to like different like places to, the bus would stop, and then we'd walk with the tour guide and she'd explain places. And we went like on our first shopping trip, and I bought a watch from New York. That's about it, but in the end it's like 6 or 7 and the latest bus leaves at 9, so you have like a little time to walk through. I just wanted to see Broadway, and I did, so that was pretty fun. And we were kind of late, so we had to run to get to the bus on time, which was not good. I'm not a runner. I was so dead, and it was so cold. I don't think I've been in cold weather like that in South Africa, so it felt like my lungs were like freezing from having to run in this weather. So it was a whole, I don't know, I think I almost died. I probably didn't, but we made the bus in the end. And then the next morning is the morning you're actually put on a bus to go to either the airport, or if you're closer to New York, you drive. So I was on a bus that just drove, and then they stopped at like different points in cities, as you're driving, and then au pairs get off and meet their families. Yeah, so I think Baltimore was about 4-hour drive. I just remember we were so tired after the whole week, and it was our first time that we could actually like wind down on the bus. It wasn't just classes and going out and meeting people. I just have to mention, I just remembered, we also had like a security class, like how to protect yourself and things the night before we went into New York, I think. But yeah, that morning is kind of sad. You have to make sure you have everybody's numbers so you can stay in contact, and then the other friends that was close to you should be on the same bus as you, so you get to tell them goodbye wherever they get off. And that was a training school. Yeah. If there's any questions anybody have, I don't get a lot of questions actually about the training school that often, but if there's any questions that pop up at the end of the whole series, I will definitely answer some questions. So you have to go like on my Instagram and ask me a question, or on here in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them through my experience. Yeah. So thank you for watching. The next video will actually be about life as an au pair. So it will be about the first actual 2 weeks with the family, not including the training school week. That week's just a fun week. How to handle like adjusting and all that, and then just what to kind of expect, how to act, I feel like, towards your host family. Just sort of general au pair year or extension type deal. So please go watch that video or my previous video that actually handled before leaving. So please like and subscribe so you can get updated when I post a video too. Follow me on Instagram so you can ask me questions and see when I'm actually filming or editing videos, so that you can be the first to know when it will come out. And I also have a blog, which I'm kind of omitting now because I still have to get to it and I'm not. So I'm not even gonna add this here. When I am on it, I will add it. But that's not right now. Goodbye.